Everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to the review of Monolith, the third studio album by the band Sylosis. Today we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of the record, so I've decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. My story with this band is pretty simple. I've discovered their music on YouTube back in like 2015. Dorman Heart was their newest record back then, and they were releasing these live studio versions of songs from it. I think the song Mercy was the first one I've heard and I've just loved it, so I've decided to check out all of their songs and I've been a massive fan ever since. Sylosis was started back in the year 2000 by Josh Middleton. He's the current vocalist and guitarist of the band. This is basically his project, he's the only member that's on all of the releases. Monolith is the second album he's doing the vocals, and this band plays mostly a mix of thrash metal, melodic death metal. Some of the people say this is metalcore, I completely disagree. Maybe the newest singles have some metalcore edge to it because Josh is the guitarist of the band Architects since like 2017, but the first 4 records I just don't hear any metalcore in them. Also, I have no idea how to pronounce the producer's name. All I can say is that the production is tight, it sounds clean and heavy. The message is diverse, songs are mostly about inner struggles and some conflicts. It depends on the song whenever you relate to it or not. The structure is progressive, we have a lot of changes here. The usual structure on this record looks like this: intro, verse 1, pre-chorus, chorus, a small section with a solo, verse 2, chorus, bridge number 1, bridge number 2, a solo, going back to the chorus, or just completely abandoning it for a new segment of the song. I like this type of structure because it's great to hear songs that sound like journeys. The album's opening song, Out From Below, has that old school trashy feeling. Some of the riffs here remind me of And Justice For All by Metallica. We have a nice acoustic intro, then it gets heavier. My favorite part of this song is basically the chorus and the solo, which is very emotional. And that part after the first chorus, it has a very nice guitar riff. That riff happens only once in the song, but it's the most memorable thing about this track. I think it's a nice song. It's not a masterpiece because I am not fan of some of the melodies here, but most of it perfect. I dig it a lot. 9 out of 10. Fear the Word is slightly different. I enjoy all of the instrumental work here, but I am not a big fan of the little segment with clean singing in the middle. It's not that I am against clean singing because Josh has a nice voice, but I just don't dig it here. Everything else here is perfect. I love the main riff here. It has punch and identity. Classic Sylosis stuff. 9 out of 10. What Dwells Within is probably my favorite song on this record. I adore its atmosphere. I feel like maybe Whitechapel was influenced by this song on their newest album Keen because it truly has those vibes. My favorite part here yet again happens only once in the entire song. It's, I think, after the first chorus, a small section with a solo, basically the first solo, but the solo is okay, but the riffs underneath the solo remind me of Death, the Sound of Perseverance record, and that's basically one of my all-time favorite albums, so I dig that stuff. I love hearing these types of riffs, very nostalgic and melodic. 9 out of 10. Behind the Sun is another cool song. I especially dig the atmosphere here, but I feel like the song is kinda too repetitive for my taste. Still a great track nonetheless, 8 out of 10. The River is one of the songs that has my favorite section on the entire record, that melodic part in the middle, but overall I think it's one of the weaker songs here, because the main riff isn't that interesting, to be honest. Still, there are some parts here that are legendary to me, and some that I just feel indifferent to. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Monolith has a different vibe than the rest of the tracks. It's more sinister and dark sounding. I feel like it might have been influenced by the black metal genre. I enjoy it, but I think like something's missing here, and it's the weakest song on the record. Still a good track, 7 out of 10. Paradox has some cool riffs and I truly enjoy the solo, and that's basically it, 8 out of 10. A Dying Vine, now this song I really enjoy, the riffs, the solos, the overall atmosphere is really good. There's one segment that I wasn't too happy with, but overall 9 out of 10. All Is Not Well has that punchy main riff that screams classic Sylosis stuff. That's actually my favorite part about this song. The vocals are great as usual. I don't talk about the vocals that much because they're just perfect. I love those screams. Yeah, the song is great, 8 out of 10. Born Anew was the first song played live from this record. I truly enjoy it, but some of the riffs feel kinda generic here. But overall, it's a good quality track, 8 out of 10. And the final song, Enshrined, it's one of the weaker ones. Some of the riffs just don't land here. But that part in the middle with singing, I adore it. Just the last 2 minutes of this song are beautiful, I love them. So 7 out of 10. The album has a secret song without a title, I call it an outro. It's a song with a lot of singing, acoustic stuff. I adore it, it's actually the most special thing on this record, because it just stands out from the rest and it's actually good. I am not big fan of the last minute of this track. It's basically a melody that's later heard on Out From Below at the beginning. Still almost a perfect track, one of my favorites here, 9 out of 10. There's also one song called Slings and Arrows. It was released in 2012 and it's not on any Sylosis record. I wanted to review it because it's a banger. I wish it was here on this record instead of Monolith or maybe The River. The riffs are punchy, the solos are epic, and the chorus is my favorite thing about this song. Vocals, as usual, legendary, 9 out of 10. To sum it all up, the consistency is stable and the flow is fitting. You're not going to skip any song here. Replayability? Hell yeah, it's a great album. The only flaw I can find here is the fact that songs really do sound similar to each other, and some of them drag for too long and some of the melodies just are not my cup of tea. I think that Sylosis solved all these problems on the next record, which is my favorite from them, but this one is also fun to listen to. Just prepare for the fact that the album is over 60 minutes long and some of the sections might not be cool for you. I mostly enjoyed everything that was displayed on this record and I'm glad that I could revisit it today. Celebrate the anniversary with me by spinning this record. You're not going to regret it. Thank you for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next reviews. Bye!